dressed up, man.
Turn up the lights here, baby. Extra bright, I want y'all to see this. Hey, turn up the lights in here. I wonder what color lights look like. Hold on. You know what I need? Want you to see everything? Want you to see all of it? Damn, that you do that song with?
Kanye?
Yeah, it's Kanye, okay.
It's Kanye's song.
Yo, oh shit! It's not Rihanna's song, it's Kanye's song. Oh shit, my bad. Take this ish off.
And
To begin with! Look, see, now we attempted her to scream. What you saying? To begin with! Hey y'all, what is up? It's your girl, Chai, aka Kyle, back with another video today, y'all. And I am working on part 2 for my mother-in-law series or whatever, for the story time and whatnot. I might film that after I film this. But we're going to be talking about Miss DvineQueen Yada and Yada Awakening. Y'all, can I just let y'all know real quick? Y'all, I'm over here wearing this body glaze from this sister from Canvas Beauty. Y'all, woo, this stuff smells so good. Y'all, my husband got me this for our anniversary. We had our anniversary earlier this month. And y'all, he got me the Canvas Beauty body glaze. And you guys, like, seriously, this stuff smells so good. I literally smell edible, y'all. Like, literally I smell edible. If I could be honest, like, what it reminds me of, this is the strawberry shortcake. This is the strawberry shortcake body glaze, right? So y'all, this has me smelling like, I'm gonna insert a picture. If y'all have ever had this candy, this smells like how these smell and taste, these candies, the cream savers. If you've ever had cream savers, my nana used to keep us some cream savers, y'all. And now I do not see people using them as much, or not using them. You know what I'm saying? It's not a drug, but I don't see people, you know, talking about them or like having them in their house and shit like that, y'all. So anyways, just wanted to say, y'all, shout out to this sister over at Canvas Beauty. I had to follow her. I had to do all of that because this stuff is amazing. Like, it's so strong and it smells so good, y'all. Like, this is obviously this video is not even sponsored. You know, I'm a small tuber, you know what I'm saying? But girl, if you want to, girl, a cent or two, okay? But I cannot wait to try more scents from Canvas Beauty. Like, and from what I saw, I think she's introducing some body oils and some other stuff. So girl, I'm just have to hit that business up, girl. You hear me? It smells so freaking good, y'all. Literally, strawberry shortcake approved, okay? Husband approved it, everything, okay? He's like, girl, you smell good, okay? So I did just want to talk about that for a second. Like, I have been a loyal follower of DvineQueen Yada, and yes, even her husband. I've been a dedicated follower for, or not even dedicated, like I didn't look at every post that they had, but I've definitely been like following their journey, popping in here and there, and always just followed them, right? So if I saw them on my feed, I would, you know, see what they talking about, going about my day and whatnot. I've never purchased anything from them or anything, but I've always just saw a light in, I thought it was them, but it was definitely especially towards DvineQueen Yada, right? She has always given just a very positive, spiritual, you know, very divine, very feminine essence and aura. Loved what she stood for, you know what I'm saying? She was always a very dedicated wife. That's what I saw. And I feel like as a wife, it is so good to follow other women who are, you know, the dedicated wives when you see them. Like, not the wives that be on here talking ish about their husband all day, doing this, doing that, like throwing shade at their man. I'm talking about the ones that are genuinely, they seem happy, right? They're building businesses, they're building brands, they're on their boss stuff, you know, they on their queen stuff, you know what I mean? And this is one woman that I always saw, like, it's just wow, like, look at her, she's hustling, like, she got her children, she's married, you know, she's taking care of her home, she's always, you know, put together, always carrying herself in a very divine energy. Like, I fool with it. I love that she's being spoiled by her husband. I love that, you know, she was a single mother and, you know, was able to, you know, move forward into a different journey for herself and be remarried and have more beautiful children, and just, you know, her daughter, her firstborn child, having a home, having a loving home, having a big home, you know, a grand experience of living in mansions and, you know, living the good life, really is what it seemed, you know what I'm saying? Like, it always just seemed that way. And I will insert her story from earlier today. I'm gonna record it and send it to y'all because she was like doing a reintroduction on her story, and, you know, just reintroducing who she was. I'm probably just gonna mute it and let it play over the video. And, you know, I really feel sorry for sis, but we are going to get into the post that she made that I scrolled upon and found. I was not expecting to see this woman with a black eye. I was not expecting to see her bruised and battered the way that she is in this post. It was actually very heartbreaking to see because she did recently just have, I believe it was their 5th child. And I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl. I think it's their son, but I think she just had a boy, and don't quote me though, but I believe that's their 5th child, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a woman who has had many children and things of that sort, and I always look up to that because I know we live in a day and age where, you know, everybody's like, oh,
don't have kids, don't get married, don't do nothing, don't live life, don't do shit. Yeah, that's like an ongoing joke that I have with my people. But like, no, literally, like, don't live life, don't be human, don't have human relationships, don't bond with nobody, just be yourself. fuck these people.
You know, people been on that lately. So, and you know, trust me, I get it. Shit be happening, okay? People out here are weird, okay? But I always valued like seeing her as a wife and a mother. You know what I'm saying? I'm a woman who is always, that has always been like something beautiful to me. Motherhood, wifehood, you know. I don't care how much social media aims to tarnish it. I don't even care that this is an example of a failed relationship or something of that sort. It still is powerful couples out here. It's still powerful men and female bonds out here. I will never get with the, oh, men are wrong, women are right. Women are wrong, men are right. I would just never be on that. So with that being said, after my little rant, y'all, about relationships, this is the post that Miss Divine Queen Yada herself wrote, all right? New chapter. After nearly 8 years, I have made the difficult decision to end my relationship with the father of my children and step into a new chapter of my life. For years, I believed love meant fighting for your family. I gave my all to our home, our children, our businesses, and even protecting his reputation. Whew. I kept believing that if we could make it through one more difficult season, peace would meet us on the other side. But at 8 weeks postpartum, looking at a bruise on my face, I had to stop calling it a difficult season and tell myself the truth. It was domestic violence. My 20s were filled with business, babies, and bruises. Ooh, building, giving, forgiving, leaving, returning, healing, and hoping. I didn't leave because I stopped loving him. I left because I realized that if I continued to stay, eventually I would drown. The hardest part has been grieving the future I imagined for our children. But one day, they will understand that I chose their safety and my peace over a love story I desperately wanted to save. I've heard that people can change, people can heal, but you don't have to lose yourself waiting for them to do it. Loyalty should never require abandoning yourself. I don't share this for sympathy or to tear anyone down. What happened is part of my story, but it will never become my identity. I am more than someone's wife. I am more than the things I survived. I am a mother, a woman of faith, a visionary, and a woman learning what it means to choose herself. And through this journey, House of Divine was born. I am turning my pain into purpose and my purpose into power for every woman who may one day need the courage, information, and resources I once searched for. During this difficult time, just know that I will be moving along. I ask everyone to respect how I tell my story when I tell my story. There are parts of this journey that I am still processing, healing from, and now learning how to put into words. For now, I am taking it literally day by day. I am allowing myself the grace to simply take each day as it comes, trusting God with every step ahead of me. This isn't the end of my story. It's simply the beginning of a chapter I never expected to write. Ooh. I choose safety. I choose peace. I choose my children, and I choose my purpose. And finally, I choose me. From Miss Divine Queen Yada herself, right? Here on this next slide, you can see, poor thing, her face is bruised.
I'm ashamed, I'm hurt.
Ooh. Wow, her daughter, you know, as I'm looking at this and looking at her in this video, I see her daughter, you know, her oldest daughter especially. I see all of her children, but her oldest daughter really does look like her. Like, she really does favor her mom. She posted some of the texts. I will post them on the screen here so y'all can read. Y'all, this is a shame. She is basically texting her ex-husband the bruises that he left and that he damaged her jaw or her mouth, her teeth. And if it gets infected, it can go into my breast milk. You know what I'm saying? And his response, it sounds so cold, but it just sounds like it's something that's routine for these people. For them. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat her ass, and yeah, if I do too much damage, she can just go hit up this doctor. I'll pay for it. Whoo, y'all. I really hate this because this is not to tell women to have less standards or things like that, but I do want to hit on this. Yada Awakening always has so many videos going viral, and you know what? I should have known he wasn't
shit, because my husband ain't like him. And real niggas, no. Real niggas, no. Real niggas be knowing.
My husband wasn't fooling with the message and stuff like that. Like, he was like, yeah, some of the stuff he say is true, but I don't know, something about him I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like, cool message, bro, but what you on? You know what I'm saying? Like, something about him just put my husband off. Hey, whatever, right? I'm like, okay, babe. I'm like, babe, you sure? Da, da, da. Like, I mean, he just telling women not to settle. He just telling women to do. Whatever. Okay, cool. Y'all, for this to come out, just expose this, the lifestyle, everything. Like, I would even find myself looking at Divine Queen Yada's lifestyle and be like, wow, sis, like, damn, like, and it's not to say that you can't aim for those things one day, right? It's not to say that everyone that has that is going through these different things. It's just to say, though, a lot of these men, and this is the part a lot of people don't want to hear, because I know we live in a day and age.
If his shit ain't in order 100%, then bitch, I'm not getting with him, XYZ, and we focus so much in on like his money, his status, this, that, and the third. And I'm
not saying those things don't matter, right? As a woman, I get it. It definitely does matter at times. However, a lot of times we make it like this big, like specific number, specific house, specific car, and or brand of cars or stuff like that. And instead of the character of this man, instead of the integrity of this man instead of the spiritual understanding that this man has. If I'm not mistaken, I do remember hearing that Yada actually has a second wife. This is also what triggers me about this, because I used to be a part of a community in the Hebrew Israelite community. No longer a part of it, okay? It is what it is. But these men in this community, in that community, very similar to, you know, I believe Yada and his wife were in the Islam community or whatever. This is not me throwing shade at any of these religions. Hey, me being a Hebrew Israelite was a part of my spiritual journey. So I still have certain customs, certain things that I do still hold true to this day. Like certain things you won't catch me doing. And it's not just because, oh, I'm an Israelite. No, it's because that was a part of my journey. That's a part of who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can take the good, leave the bad, basically. So with that being said, cool. And he doesn't promote the multiple wives things, but a lot of times I notice that these men that be wanting multiple wives, a lot of them are very abusive. A lot of them just want the next woman to abuse, the next woman to take advantage of in some way. And I never understood that. You get what I'm saying? And he would be the type of man that women would be like, hey, like he probably could practice that because he has the money, he has the funds to support said women, right? We see all these men in these other communities talking about multiple wives, and I'm like, man, sir, you can't even take care of yourself. You better take care of yourself, let alone your wife, and then kids. You know what I'm saying? Then you talk about wanting to add another woman and more kids. Sir, you're simply lustful energy. Just be honest. Just be honest. And you're trying to hide behind spirituality. Okay? We're not doing it. We're not. Were you intimidated by your woman? Like what was so, like, what is the problem? I need to understand. And why was this routine? And the other part that I hate is, and this is just holding DvineQueen Yada accountable. She's still a queen, still love her, still sis, like you were on here really promoting to women to have class for themselves, have high morals, have high values, have integrity. And everything she said, a lot of things she said, like I really did stand by. I can't say every little thing because I haven't watched every little thing, but like anytime I did come across her speaking, like a lot of the times it hit home for me, baby. I was like, okay, you know, growth, development, understanding yourself, tapping into your womanhood, understanding who you are as a woman, understanding who you are, you know, as you're maturing, growing, like having children, as a mother, have all her home births and things like that. So this is crazy. A lot of people were also saying that this man has already been exposed for beating her, right? They were saying that they had a domestic charge and this, that, and the third. I do remember hearing about it. Now, one thing I did notice was leading up to this that post, she was on a run of like trying to defend him. She, like, you can tell, I think that was her last resort. People were leaving hella comments and was like starting to really circulate like, yo, your husband's abusive, you need to make sure your daughter's okay, you need to make sure your children are okay and safe, your daughter, he's probably sexually, like they were just going far with different things, like because her oldest daughter is his stepdaughter and things like that. And I'm not gonna lie, sis, yes, you need to get it checked out, sis. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But having children in the home with a man that they are not related to, sometimes you gotta be careful. Like, you just gotta be careful with stuff like that. You gotta really, really know this person. Like, you know what I'm saying? And still keep an eye. You know what I'm saying? Still, man. We're leaving comments to the point where she felt the need to defend herself. She felt the need to defend her husband. So she got on and said, you know, I remember seeing a few reels of just like, y'all, like, I'm minding my business, I'm out at the spa, I'm minding my business while y'all, and she was like responding to like comments that people were leaving like, oh, your husband's this, your husband's that, your husband's this. And she's like, y'all, I'm living in my peaceful life, I'm in a peaceful era, I'm moving around, da da da. And then she was making videos responding to these people saying like, no, like y'all need to stay out of my business, this is my last time addressing these rumors, da 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 da. And here we go, less than like 2 weeks later, literally it's probably like 2 weeks ago that I saw these posts. Less than like 2 weeks later, here we are. And this is not to tear down this queen, right? But a lot of these online couples and like, you know, showing every little thing and things like that, you just have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that real couples can't pop up and be like, hey y'all, whatever, cool, pop back out, whatever. I don't think you have to just completely hide yourself if that's not what you want to do, or if that's not your calling. Because keep in mind too, everybody got their own calling in this world. Everybody got their own calling on their life, on their relationship, on what's going on. I do think marriage is very sacred though. So it's something that, you know, I wouldn't want to post every single day, like, you know, with my husband in the camera, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing if you're vlogging and things like that, I guess, but it's a lot. It can get messy. Like that shit can get messy, y'all. That's why I even was struggling with when and if I was going to ever talk about my mother-in-law situation publicly, because I was just like, I don't feel like having random motherfuckers. But I was like, you know what? At the same time though, sometimes you feel that push to speak on certain things because you're like, yo, use me as a real example. Like, here's a real life example of why you don't do this. Here's a real life example of how to handle this, or, you know, and sometimes the Most High gives us these stories to tell. He gives us these stories to pass along to help someone. You get what I'm saying? And so even as I'm doing the story time, I'm still taking out certain things that just I feel don't need to be in there, you know, to protect even my mother-in-law, to protect her children, to protect these different people. But I'm also protecting myself first and foremost. I'm also, you know, by doing this, I'm freeing myself. But not to get too deep into that, but this does tie into the fact that we cannot always just be bug-eyed and thinking that every girl that's on here acting like, oh yeah, y'all, I'm good. Like, that is a huge thing that is viral now. Like, women coming on here acting like, you know, oh, I'm getting tricked on, oh, I'm married to the richest dude, and he's doing this, he does that. And while I'm sitting here like, yes, sis, period. Drop them gifts, drop all that at her feet, baby, because she deserves it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also just like, we can't overly promote this to the point that we got girls thinking that we need to follow men or go after men who lead with like, oh, I'm rich, I got money, I could throw money around anywhere. That's most likely a red flag. Period. Okay? A dude who is out here just leaning with just, yeah, because I'm him and I got the money to do. Some people calling it short man syndrome, all that, whatever. It be short, tall, whatever, kings talking like this. Kings talking like this. And then be doing shit like this behind the scenes. But then y'all want to shame women who are in the process of building things with their husband, who are in the process of being patient while their husband is growing and multiplying and doing things like that. Because y'all swear we supposed to get with someone who's just already, dude, done. Ain't nothing to talk about, millionaire. We all gonna get a millionaire, sis, period. Are you serious? Be realistic. I'm not saying your man can't be one, but it's just saying, like, to say you're gonna meet your man and he already is one, that's very slim for most everyday women. I'm just gonna be honest, baby. It just is what it is. Like, can we be honest? Like, come on, y'all. Like, and then half the time, like, don't you want to be with someone along the journey so you can see what it took to get them there, so you can see their real journey? Because a lot of times once people have this money, they do have on this facade, they do have on this, you know, like, you know, the like, sometimes you have to, because you have to guard it, right? You have to guard yourself. But men like this that lead with that's always been toxic and weird to me. I love the idea of a man spoiling his woman. It really sucks for me with this situation because a lot of the things that they promoted was actually very, very true, y'all. Like, take care of your woman. Dudes, don't be coming to a woman unless you're gonna drop money at her feet or make sure she's good, make sure she's taken care of. Now, I didn't agree with the amounts and him putting like, oh, drop 1,500, 15,000, you know what I'm saying? Send her this just after a date or da-da-da. Like, that stuff was unrealistic, and that's where I was like, no, that's a red flag. Like, that stuff is like triggering, like you're trying to do rage bait content. Like, a lot of his stuff really gave rage bait. You know what I'm saying? Because keep in mind, we're in the middle of a recession. We're in the middle of an
economic collapse, literally.
And they're online telling y'all, yeah, if he's not a millionaire, period, leave. My God. Well, I guess the fucking no marriage, no motherhood train is real then. I guess we really not supposed to be none of that, because none of the men is out here millionaires. Bitch, their money drying up. Even the millionaires not millionaires. Bitch, what you mean? Even the millionaires not millionaires. And so, in the middle of such a hard economic time, this is a time where, yes, men start crashing out, women start crashing out, people start crashing out. Can we acknowledge this too here? We're in the middle of literally seeing Babylon fall. Literally. We're witnessing it in live action. But we want to sit here and act like, nah, it better be this. If it ain't that, then it'll do. Well then damn, maybe you do just want to be, maybe you don't want to be a mom or a dad or a husband or a wife. Maybe that's what works for you. Because sometimes people like that, they have these outrageous ideas of what life is going to be, and they get so hung up on that one thing. Trust me, I've been there. But you have to be able to be like refined and learn and be like, okay, like, you know, okay, maybe I was doing, like, sometimes you have to be able to compromise certain things. That's all I'm saying. But we live in a day and age where compromise means you're settling. Compromise means, you know, there'll never be nothing great. Like, it means you're just settling for the bottom of the barrel if you don't get the very, very ideal thing. Y'all, we live in a real world out here. Like, life and death, like literally living out here, just out here on this earth, just figuring it out as we go. So once again, y'all, I truly feel sorry for this sister. I want to come on here and give my little 2 cents, y'all. And I really pray for those children. I pray that whatever they saw in that home, that them baby girls do not go chasing for men like that, that they do not deal with insecurities because of this, and that these sons, oh my goodness, that they do not take after their father and take after his abusive ways. And I am proud of Divine Queen Yada for finally standing up. I do still hold respect for her as a woman. Hey, you know, everybody got opinions on everybody, and that's fine. But just from what I've seen, from the rapport I've had with just her online or whatever, because I don't know this person in real life, but you know, she seems like a decent woman, and I think you'll be just fine, sis. Like, if you see this, I think you'll be just fine, you know. Rebuild your life, build it from scratch, baby, and enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, enjoy your life. Enjoy your kids, you know. Teach us women, you know, how to be financially independent. Teach women how to do that, you know, because she was teaching wives how to multiply their businesses and things like that. And she said in her stories that she was doing 99% of the business work. So we're about to see how Yada's business is after this, because clearly from what she said, she was the one finding fulfillment centers, getting a warehouse stuff together, getting businesses, getting everything situated legally, like just different things. She was doing all that. To my understanding, he might have only been the one like with the money, like, and just, you know, maybe a little bit of a concept here or there, but she was doing all the concepts, all the moving everything, taking the money that he gave her and actually like doing shit, moving, making that shit move. So it's like, sir, like, Divine Queen, my bad, sir, you fumbled. Like, I just don't know what else to say. Like, I really do feel like he fumbled a real queen out here. You know, no one's perfect, but that's just my 2 cents. What is y'all 2 cents? Promoting to women like that we need to be just this, that, and the third, versus, you know, growing with your man, things like that, which I feel she represented. That's what's crazy. I feel that she did represent like a woman who was growing with her man, who was helping her man grow, who was doing a lot of the behind the scenes business moves and things like that. So it's just sad to see something like this fall apart, because once again, a lot of the things they promoted was truth. A lot of things they promoted was things that, you know, you would be like, okay, yeah, like outside of him, mainly I'm talking about her. Like, I will see if I can find a few clips of things like that she's said before, like some of her older videos. Like, she's always been a holistic mother, talking about breastfeeding and talking about different things. Like, girl, she's into all the things that I'm into, okay? So doing all of that, and it's just like, wow, to see a woman go through all this behind the scenes and to still try to hold her head high and say, you know, I'm still a queen, I'm still here. Like, that is heartbreaking to see and to witness, and to know that this woman was dealing with this behind the scenes. And realistically, I will say too, for any women who have been through this is not to be taken offensive, but it is to say to learn from the situation. And also within yourself, sometimes we tend to look at like the abuser and we just be like, oh, he's wrong, da da da. But sis, sometimes you do gotta go internally and look inside of yourself and see, what in me attracted this? What was I feeling like when I decided to keep taking this person back? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he showed these signs before children, why did I not just leave before we had children and made everything official? And the thing is, she was a single mother, so that's the other thing too. Like, to a lot of single mothers, they around that time, or you know, I know it was around 2020 and stuff, they went on a whole rampage towards single mothers, telling they ain't shit. They ain't gonna ever be nothing. It would be greater than I make mistake, make one mistake, done. And that was BS. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, people can learn from their mistakes, but you do not have to make them just live in that forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? They already living as a single mother and figuring out their life. Why do you have to sit here and berate them? You know what I'm saying? And I think that sometimes the way that we talk down on women who already have children and things like that, it makes them feel like, oh, like, you know, if I am experiencing something like this, like, should I leave because I would never be accepted? I'll never be accepted by another man. Another man won't want to do this. Or even if they are, is the man a predator? Is he after my children? Like, it's a whole lot you got to think about when you're a single mother, or when you're a woman that's single out here moving and you got children. You know, girls or boys, okay? Because motherfuckers be sick, okay? So, after my little rant, y'all, that's all I got to say. My heart breaks for this family, and I just pray the Most High carry her heart, mend her heart back together, that she's able to focus on herself, focus on these children, and just move forward. You know, we are really in a divine feminine awakening, and it's not just for us to be in what some women say, oh, we should be in a matriarchy. I don't think that. You know, some women are trying to do away with patriarchy and do matriarchy. We're supposed to be in unison. Divine masculine, divine feminine, and we're supposed to be together, create beautiful dreams, create a beautiful life, create children, create multiplication throughout for generations. And I will always stand on that on my channel. We will get into more topics around such, okay? But I do want to say that because people will take this. I know the people over on TikTok, baby, they're miserable ass people on TikTok, child. I just can't. I can't. They will try to take this and be like, see, this is why women need to just do by themselves. This is why women don't need to do no better. Please, just get with the right man. There's an idea. Okay, it's not all this, oh, fuck love, fuck this, fuck that. You're still moving and hurt if you feel like that, and that's just what that is. So once again, just heal. Sometimes you just got to get to know yourself more and not project all that out, you know what I'm saying, on others. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And y'all, yeah, don't forget to try out that body glaze, y'all. Because that thing, baby, I'm still smelling like strawberries and creams. Like, I still, every time I move, I catch a whiff of it. Okay, you would have thought this video was sponsored. Okay, but that lady at Candace, okay, I've been seeing that sister all over my page, and I ended up following her. Told my husband, and baby, next thing you know, for my anniversary gift, that was one of my anniversary gifts my husband got me. So thank you, babe. If you see this, thank you. Thank you, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, love y'all so much. I'll see y'all on my next one. Bye.